Hello everybody, and welcome to Andrew Broussard Watercolors. Today I have a Chinese watercolor experiment. It is based off of a time-lapse that showed up on a Chinese art supply importer that I follow on Facebook, Panmay, P-A-N-M-A-Y. They sell on Amazon and probably eBay and other locations. And it's kind of been my go-to whenever I need Chinese art supplies. I usually check them first to see it. Anyway, on their Facebook page, they'll have time lapses demonstrating the different materials. And they had this really cool one where they had a stencil of a vase or a vase, whatever you want to call it. And from there, they put in a texture, put in a fan texture, put in flowers. So I'm going to try to replicate that. I don't think I'm going to replicate it to a T. I'm going to reposition things and kind of explore things as we go along. So first and foremost, I took an old painting. This is probably Ranson or Stonehenge, not Stonehenge, Arches rough cotton paper. I folded it in half. I cut up the line so that I could place the vase higher in the picture, and then I just did the whole fold over in half and cut out the shape. I'm gonna lay this on top. I believe in the time lapse it was like kind of dead center. I think that I might just offset it a little bit, make it just a little bit different composition. But I want you guys to know that this is completely inspired by a time lapse that I'd seen, and hopefully I'm crediting the right source. I'm going to use the Yasutomo traditional Chinese ink. You could use the Speedball black ink or acrylic ink. The Dr. P.H. Martin's. And what they did, and I couldn't catch if it was a paper towel or rice paper. So I grabbed some paper towel. I stupidly left paper towels on the counter, and they, the cats, attacked the paper towel roll, and there was paper towel on the kitchen floor this morning. But the paper towel has been going to good use. So I'm trying to kind of disperse this, get it on different spots. I'm going to use it as a sponge. And I'm going to stamp this pattern. I'm going to use one side of the vase, make it a little bit darker. And try not to repeat the stamping pattern. And darken up this side. By the way, this paper that I'm using, that I'm on top of, this is pre-mounted rice paper, which is available from that one company, Panmay, that I mentioned on Amazon. So if you look pre-mounted rice paper, xuan paper, XUAN, that'll help you find it. Okay. So there we go. There's our vase, and you see how easily it was to stamp that out. I didn't do it perfectly. We could kind of play around with it some more, maybe a little bit more here, but we'll let that go. Then the next step that they did, I'm trying to remember and kind of just go with the flow with it, excuse me, was to lay this on the side as if it was a the edge of a fan. So you know those paper fans, which we hosted a powerlifting meet in a CrossFit gym, and CrossFit doesn't believe in air conditioning, which at first is completely miserable. And then after a while, you kind of get used to it, and it does feel nice working a good sweat up. But that being said, let's go right here with this. Ooh. I laid my paper right on it. Where was I? Okay, one of our lifters had a fan, like the one that I'm painting, and she was using it to cool herself off. And I thought, oh man, it'd be so great to paint on some of those. I think that would be. I try not to think of things in terms of what I would be able to potentially like sell, what I would have fun doing, and then potentially there being a market for. That's the way I try to view art techniques. All right, now I'm going to draw the wooden pieces. This is a bamboo brush. It's called the bamboo brush because it's used to paint bamboo. It's also used to paint the orchid and chrysanthemum. Okay. Now in the okay, hold on. Harrison's scratching at the door. Harrison, what's up, buddy? There's nothing in that closet, dude. A horizon line was put in, and this was filled in completely black. In that time lapse, I'm wondering if instead I will dry brush. Okay. This outside rim, the fan was painted. Trying to get a little bit more ink on there. Let's go out a little bit further, a few more of these. Trying not to put my hand on the paper, which I don't have the steadiest of hands. Okay, so we have that. Now we can do some solid embellishments on the vase or vase. Should have established at the beginning of the video, just say, hey, this is how I'm going to pronounce it. All right. And of course, even though, like I said, this is inspired by a time lapse that I've seen, and I'm trying to kind of switch things up around a little bit on it. You're welcome to follow along, but I do highly recommend checking out that Pan May. They don't send me anything or give me anything, but they'll see this, and maybe I'll tag them in it, and they'll send me some cool stuff. Who knows? Always looking for new art supplies to play around with. I am thinking that since I have the light coming this way, I do have a shadow. I think I might actually put the shadow in back here. That's different than the original. We'll see how that works. So let me know what you think in the comments. Would you put this shadow in or not along the back wall? We'll see how it looks overall. Okay, now next, it was pretty cool. There was a section along this fan that was painted black, but it was left a highlight along the I don't know what you would call that part of the fan blade, the sticks that hold it in place. There was a little highlight left there on the left side of each one, so I'll try to mimic that. So, other things for me to mention. Like I said, of course, you're more than welcome to follow along with this. And check out that page. Probably even like painting a scene across those. It might be a little too much because there's going to be flowers now coming from that vase. You could probably put little fishes. I don't know if it'd become overwhelming, or a landscape on it. Let's do that. Let's do a little landscape. Kind of the mountaintops. The illusion of a scene taking place on here. All right. Now, a nice dark edge right here. That's cool. Okay, so now is going to be the flower coming out of the pot. I should have just been calling it a pot the whole time. That would save the whole vase argument. All right, so this guy, I'm going to make it interesting. I feel like I have to be most heavily dense. Put a little piece down here. Let's clean this brush off. And I'm going to find white gouache and yellow gouache. So I'm going to pause the camera while I grab those. All right, I have Da Vinci brand gouache, light yellow, and titanium white. Chinese brush painting kits, if you buy the colored kits, they do have a white in it, and they do have a yellow in it. I'm not sure the light fastness of the yellow, but I trust DaVinci brand. This is light fastness 2, so it's a very good light fastness, but not excellent. But it'll work for what we want. All right. I'll grab the white. Almost straight from the tube. Let me bring it close so you can see. So I'm going to crop the video in at the end. I'm kind of not enjoying how long it takes for that to happen when I'm doing that processing. But that's part of, kind of developing the channel. But I have been getting good feedback on whenever I superimpose images on the side. So I really appreciate when you guys let me know what works and what doesn't. So we're putting white flowers. Since the rice paper that I'm using, that I'm painting on top of, is on the lighter side, the white isn't popping as much as I'd want it to. But the yellow in the center will then help out. Let's grab our yellow. I might have to dry that white gouache. I can get it going. And then, to be dramatic, I'll take the last bit of our white gouache and we'll put some petals down here. Let me pause the camera. I'm going to pass the blow dryer over it. All right, so it's pretty dry. I'm going to stamp this one with my seal, which people ask me what my seal said. It says seal. It says beard in Chinese. I don't know if it's Mandarin or I don't know which one, but my nickname is Beard because I have a big beard. I think right here would be perfect. So that being said, hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, follow, and please consider supporting this page on Patreon. And also, if there's anything you ever like that I do, I have an Etsy account linked down below. I don't have everything posted on there, but if you're like, hey, I want this thing that you did, I'll let you know if I still have it. All right, y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.